Hello students, in the last session we were discussing lists and mutability. In that we have discussed accessing list items, changing item value and looping through the items of list. In today's session we will continue the discussion of list and mutability, and today we'll discuss methods associated with list. So let's look at the methods which are associated with list. Okay, starting with the first method here. The first method is L dot append, and we are passing one argument to this E. What this method does, adds the object E to the end of L. So L here it is a list, and we can add items to the list dynamically by using append method, which adds the item at the end of list. So even after creating a list we can add the items by using append method. Let's execute and see this append method. Okay, let me create a list here. I'll say L1 is equals to, so this is how we create a list as we have studied this in the last session. So my list is having some values, objects 1 2 3 comma, I'll say 5, and okay, 2 again. So these are some elements of the list. So the list is created. Now let me add one more element to this. I want to add say 9 to the list. Then I can go for the method append L1. So this is my list name dot append. So you can see IntelliSense feature is available in the idle. Okay, L1 dot append, and in bracket the element which you want to add at the end of a list. I'll say 9 and simply press enter. So element has been added at the end of a list. To view the element, I'll just type L1. Now you can see the list of elements. We have added 9 at the end. So append method can be used to add an element at the end of a list. The next method here, it is L1 dot count E. So returns the number of times that E occurs in L. So if you want to check how many times a particular element occurs in the list, you can use a method count. So let's see here. I'll say L1 dot count, in bracket I'll pass a number that is 2. So how many times 2 has occurred in the list? Looking at the list, it is 2. So let's see what this method returns. Yes, it is returning 2. So this method can be used to count the number of times an element occurs in the list. Okay, then we have a method insert. So the method insert, L1 dot insert I comma E. So 2 arguments we are passing. Inserts the object E into L at index I. Now we have one more method here, that is insert, which is you can say a bit similar to append, but the difference here it is append adds an element at the end, but insert method can add element at any index position in the list. Say I want to add an element at index position, that is index position 1, that means the second element. Then I can go for insert method. I'll use insert method like L1 dot insert Then the index position, first we need to specify. I said at index position 1, that means this 1 is at index position 0, 2 is at index position 1. So I want to add the element at index position 1. Okay, let me add an element. I'll say element as 8. Then I'll press enter. So let's view the content of L1. Okay, now you can see we have added an element or inserted an element 8 at index position 1. So earlier list and the new list, you can see the difference here. Earlier 2 was at index position 1, but now at index position 1 we have value 8. Okay, that is about insert. The next is L1 dot extend. Again L dot extend L1 adds the items in list L1 to the end of list L. So this particular method simply adds not a single item but multiple list of items can be added in the list. So the extend method, sorry, if you have two lists, say our first list was L1, I'll create one more L2 which is equals to say values 3 3 3. So these are the values of list 2. So it is created. I'll show you. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to add all the elements from list 2 into list 1. So all the elements from list 2 into list 1, and this can be done by using method extend. So I'll say L1 dot extend in bracket L2. So all the elements of list 2 we are adding in list 1. So it is done. Let me show you the values. Can you see the elements of list 2 at the end? Yes, 3 3 3. So for that we can use extend. The next method is remove method. Removing deletes the first occurrence of E from L. So we can delete element from a list by passing the element itself in the to the remove method, which removes element, the first element in the list. Okay, let me use this L1 dot remove in bracket. So we have two occurrences of 2, so I'll pass 2. I want to remove 2. Then we have executed it. Let's see the output. Let's see again the L1. Now you can see earlier we had 2 at index position 2, but now 2 has been removed. So the first occurrence of 2 has been removed, not all the occurrences of 2. That we need to remember. Okay, this is how we can remove an element. Okay, the next method is L dot index of E, which simply returns the index of the first occurrence of item E in L. It raises an exception if E is not in L. Okay, it will return an index position of an item. If that item is not there in the list, it will raise an exception. Okay, let us check this method. L1 dot index. So let me pass 3 to it, and now you can see it is returning me the value 2. So the first occurrence of 3, it is at index position 2, that is 0 1 and 2. That is why it is returning 2. Okay, if I pass a value, say index of some value which is not part of the list, say value 4 is not there in the list. Now look at the result. It is returning or it is raising an exception if the value is not part of a list. Okay, then we have the next method, that is L dot pop. I removes and returns the item at index I in list. If I is omitted, it defaults to -1 to remove and return the last element of list. So we have one more method which removes an element, that is pop. Now the pop method, say L1 dot pop, in bracket simply pass an index position of an item which you want to remove. Say I want to remove 8 from the list. 8 index position of 8 is 1. So I'll say 1, and we have removed the item. It also returns the item which is removed. You can say it is returning 8, means that is the item which is removed. Let me show you the list again. Now you can see there is no 8 in the list. It has been removed. Now even pop method can be used like without an argument. So we can say pop L1 pop without the argument. In that case, the index by default it is -1. -1 again it is used to refer to the last element. So it has removed the last element. You can see this last element will be removed from the list. Okay, that is pop method. We have a method sort. Again, as the name tells you, it sorts the elements of list L1 L in ascending order. So let us sort the element L1 dot sort. Okay, let me check it. Now you can see elements are sorted. Earlier it was 1 3 5 2. Now it is 1 2 3 5 9. So sort method can be used to sort elements. The next method, that is reverse. So I'll say L1 dot reverse. The name itself tells us reverse method reverses the elements. So L1 dot reverse. Look at the output now. Earlier it was 1 2 3 5 9. Now it is 9 5 3 2 1. That is reverse of a list. Okay, these are some important methods associated with list. There are other methods which are available. So we have discussed only important methods of list. Okay, we will stop here today. Thank you.